I'm helping my son heal from autism, and he's doing amazing, and there is hope. The first symptoms that we noticed was far before an actual diagnosis came along. He was just a really fussy baby. He just cried all the time, more than what I think even a fussy baby would cry. You know, people would say, "Oh, I had a colicky baby." And I'm like, no, this is not fussy. Like this was more. And then as he started to grow, we noticed like a really big distended belly. That was probably one of the biggest signs for me that something was not right. I didn't think it was normal for a baby to have a big distended belly. Maybe he was 1 at this time. I remember my husband took him and the pediatrician just said, "No, everything's fine. There's nothing wrong with him." And I said, "That's impossible. You shouldn't have a belly that looks like that. There's something wrong." Along with just the sleepless nights, he wasn't sleeping, and then he was just so fussy all the time. So that kind of started me thinking like, something's going on. And then he gets evaluated and then is labeled with an SLD, a significant learning disability, along with the autism and a couple other things. And so that was kind of a blow to us, because it's like we felt like he was so smart and we could see that he was so smart, but it was a challenge. Like he was not able to sit down and show it. He was just too busy. He still was just scattered. He was everywhere. So we decided to keep him home, and I actually started my own school that year to be able to help support him along with other kids in the neighborhood. And it's kind of blossomed into a whole thing so that we could give him what he needed. I had started to seek out some medical supports outside of the doctors, you know, the Western medicine, because obviously they were like, everything's fine, just give him some antacid. That's what they were saying to help with his digestive issues. And I just wasn't comfortable with that. And so we started to seek out some support through a naturopath and do some testing like the MTHFR. And that's really where we started. And then we started with a FODMAP diet and just did like a heavy elimination. We noticed that his belly was better. It wasn't as distended. And then we were really able to see the link between his behavior and his gut. And so when we would see, oh gosh, his belly's inflamed again and it's really distended, we would see these behaviors coming back. He'd spin uncontrollably. He'd hang upside down. He would just constantly just crash onto things. He'd climb up something, crash, do it again. Climb up, crash, do it again. And when we started treating for the yeast and getting his belly under control, then that's when we started to see some improvements. You know, I'll never forget, we were driving in the car, and I think it was maybe like the second injection of the MB12 that I had given to him. And he was singing in the back seat, which was something I'd never heard him do before. And I was like, oh my gosh, just really being able to see such immediate changes. 2 things that stick out to me. One is the insomnia phase that he went through. Just literally was not sleeping. I want to say he was maybe almost 2 at that time. And I was working and up with him all night, and it was the low of the low. Yeah. And then also the runner phase of running. We had him run away from us a lot during shopping, you know, out and about, having to have Walmart locked down because he's running. And the shame as a parent, you know, you have families that will look at you, or parents, other moms that are judging you like, oh, what kind of a mom are you? That was hard. That was hard for me. signing that paperwork to get him off of his IEP. It was amazing. Yeah, that was it. That was kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, the culmination of all of this hard work. Yeah.
My name's Lincoln and I am 9. I like to play Minecraft, I like to draw, I like to do crafts.
He's been taken off of his IEP, so he's no longer diagnosed with an SLD, which is huge. And he's smart, he's brilliant, you know, he's quirky, he's funny.
I want to live in Jamaica, have like a big house next to a stream. I want to be a coder for Minecraft, and then also want to be a diver.
We've been swimming against the grain with what we've been doing with him. Having to have him on such a restricted diet has been really challenging, but I won't stop. It's his improvement is just worth it.